Alright, my presentation is over equal opportunity employment. Basically, it is a legislation that states opportunity for individuals with fair treatment. Also, it includes major federal laws that have been passed to prevent discrimination against people in the workplace. Some things that are against the law to discriminate against: you got race, color, gender, sexual preference, age, physical or mental disability, marital status, family or career responsibilities, pregnancy, religion, political opinion, and national extraction. The laws affecting employment opportunity: you got Equal Pay Act of 1963. You got a title of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, Age Discrimination in Employment Act 1967, Equal Opportunity Act of 1972, Americans with Disability Act of 1990, Civil Rights Act of 91, Uniform Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act of 1994. So first off, we got the Equal Pay Act of 1963. Main goals are that it was aimed to abolish pay difference between mainly the sexes, male and female, made pay equal throughout. Famous slogan, equal work, equal pay. Also made it illegal to retaliate against those who spoke out on discrimination, filed a charge, or involved with an investigation or lawsuit. Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits employers from discriminating. No discrimination relating to sex, race, color, national origin, or religion. None of that can happen. Also requires that employers acknowledge people's religious practices unless they interfere a lot with business operation. Age Discrimination in Employment Act of 1967. It protects employees 40 years or older. Also, an age should not affect someone's promotion, discharge, or compensation at all. You cannot pressure older employees to take an early retirement or terminate them, and you also cannot exclude older workers from important activities. And then you got the Equal Employment Opportunity Act of 1972. It amended the Civil Rights Act of 1964 on slide 5. It also strengthened equal employment opportunity enforcement powers. It was also broadened to include the state and local governments and public and private education. Next, we got the Americans with Disability Act of 1990. It makes it illegal to discriminate against qualified people who have a disability, whether it's physical, mental, or whatever. However, it does not cover people who have major mental disabilities like schizophrenia, major affective behavior, or etc. Requires employees to make a reasonable accommodation for the disabled. Next, you got the Civil Rights Act of 1991, was enacted because of many Supreme Court decisions limiting the rights of employees. If the employee can prove that they were discriminated upon, then they will collect compensatory monetary damages, which is a sizable amount of money. You got the Uniform Services Employment and Reemployment Act of 1994. Covers all military branches, including National Guard, and anyone who enlists voluntarily or involuntarily. People who are in the military for 5 years or more can come back and still receive seniority and benefits. This also requires employers to retrain employees for re-employment when they come back. Managing risk. Employers use these to avoid issues and violations, which is risk. So they use something that treats employees fair and shows them respect, investigating employee complaints. They go into detail in the investigation. They have open door policy and providing training on EEO values. Enforcing the EEO legislation, issuing various employment guidelines and monitoring the employment practices of organizations, protecting employee rights through investigation and prosecution of discrimination charges, The legislation is not federal law, but it should not be taken lightly at all. Examples of equal opportunity. You got job applications. Your employer cannot discard or fast-track applicants based on proctored statuses. You have the right to apply for any job no matter who you are. Another one is job vacancies. A company must advertise job openings to everyone. However, management can hire internally if the current employee is best applicant for the job. And last but not least, advancement. A company cannot deny employee advancement based on protected status. Performance should be the only factor in whether or not someone gets a promotion.